Welcome everybody to Somewhere in Vegas here on our home Spreaker.com. I'm Mark the Q. I am your host. We have two great guests coming on today. Just a little bit later on, we'll be talking to singer Kimberly Dawn. She'll be talking a little bit about her music and what she's doing to help out Nashville right now in the time of crisis. But first, if you guys are very familiar with the show BattleBots, it's absolutely a great show. The announcer on that great show is Faruq Tauheed, and he has a new show coming out called Routes Less Traveled, and that's going to be starting Saturdays on NBC. It's produced by Ancestry, and the show features two family members searching for information. The host right now, Faruq Tauheed, is on with me right now. How you doing, Faruq?
I'm doing very, very good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I mean, kind of going through these journeys about family and be able to kind of trace the roots and all that as well. I mean, tell me a little bit about the project and how you got involved.
Absolutely. Routes Less Traveled is an amazing show. We take two family members who are different in many ways. One where you may see a lot is even just in generationally, different ages, different times. And we bring them together and we take them on a journey. I like to consider myself not more like a host, but more like a guide, as I take them on like a genealogical treasure hunt. We go all around the country, all around the world, and we discover their ancestry, take them back to different places, dispel some myths, some family rumors that may be intact, and we discover a lot of things along the journey, including some historical moments that we get to talk about, like slavery and the Titanic, John F. Kennedy, a lot of things like that come into play here on the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to kind of figure out where your roots are and what, what part, that your family has been part of the history as well. I mean, and how was it for you to kind of see some of these stories kind of live out and some of the reactions that you got for some of the people that are starting to discover their family history and what kind of part their family has had in terms of the forming of this nation?
Yeah, when you get to be involved in some of these stories, it's really heartwarming just to be there and to experience and be in some of these historical places, but not only that, and hear some of these historical journeys, but being able to connect to these people and their personal journeys as well and their family. It's really, really been amazing. It's been eye-opening. It's been educational. It's been informational. It's been everything I can imagine and even more. And I hope that all of our fans that tune in to watch it really get to see that and experience that, because one of the things for me that I took out of this whole process is really about how the choices that we make today as people and the choices we've made in our career and where our passions are, it's really embedded in our DNA. When you go back over time, over your family history, you really can find, even if you go back 2, 3, 4 generations, that some of your ancestors or some of your relatives had the same passions and things that drove them, and you can really understand how it can give you purpose in your own life and how it's all tied and all connected.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, you yourself is a very talented voice artist, and like I said, you're the announcer over at BattleBots as well. I mean, how's it been for you? I mean, right now, like I said, we're kind of in the middle of the COVID-19 crisis right now. Basically a lot of places are shut down. A lot of productions are shut down right now. I mean, for you as a voice artist, how's it been for you out there in LA?
Well, definitely because of the COVID-19 crisis, I was kind of close to it. I just came from Italy. I probably missed being stuck in Italy probably by about 12 hours. But we made it back to the States. We self-quarantined responsibly, and me and my wife were clear. But after getting back and beginning to impact our country, one of the things for us, we were scheduled to start shooting BattleBots in a couple of days from now. That's been postponed. We haven't been canceled, which is great. So all of our BattleBots fans out there, we can still expect season 5 coming on Discovery. But for me as a voiceover artist, I've been able to still kind of do some things. I built a booth in my home a few years back, and once I get the quality up to get to a broadcast level, I'll be able to do a lot more work. But honestly, it's crazy. I was looking at this kind of like an extended vacation But I've actually been pretty busy. I've been pretty busy doing a lot of interviews and being able to talk to great people and fans like yours. So it's been an eye-opening experience, and you really get to learn how to really keep yourself busy in times like this. So it's been challenging for, as I can imagine, for most people around the world. But we're going to get through it, and we're going to come out on the other end even better than ever.
Yeah, like I said, BattleBots is really interesting, and then you guys can definitely watch old episodes of BattleBots on Discovery Channel as well. I mean, it's a really fun series if you're really into a little bit of action and all that as well. I know a lot of people haven't had the opportunity to be able to watch it, but it's a very interesting show in its own right. I mean, how was it for you to be able to watch some of these the battles and to be able to see these capable engineers basically have their creations battle it out basically to the death?
Well, for me, it's two parts. One, it's very exciting as a fan. I'm very fortunate because I probably get to have just as close of a view and experience as the bot builders and the bot drivers themselves. I'm right up against the glass BattleBots when I get to watch it. But it's just something that I tell everyone, especially when I'm doing interviews. If you get an opportunity to see BattleBots live, you have to see it live. It is exciting. It is exhilarating. It is loud. It's bigger and better than even what we're able to really show on television. And what we show on television is amazing. So, yeah, check out some of the old episodes right now. I know there might be some reruns running on Discovery. If not, you can definitely check it out on the Discovery app. But our fans are amazing. Our bot builders are amazing. The whole team over at BattleBots is really amazing. And so I encourage everyone, when we do get back up live running, try to see if you can get tickets to come see a live show because it's the best.
Are you guys still running it over in San Francisco?
No, we shot our first season up in the Bay Area. Ever since then, we've been shooting down in the Los Angeles area, Long Beach the last 2 seasons, and this upcoming season.
Yeah, I may have to make the short trip from Vegas down there at some point to be able to watch it live. So I'll have to definitely do it. Hopefully, when the season starts.
Absolutely, hit me up. We got our contact information. We can exchange that. Hit me up. Let me know. We'll make sure you get the VIP treatment.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And like I said, this new series is coming out right now on NBC, and it'll be available, I'm pretty sure, on the apps as well. You guys can check out this new series as well. I mean, it's great to be able to see that as well. One last question. I mean, you said you were over in Italy. You just made it back. I mean, how was it over there in Italy? Right before you left, was it kind of crazy considering what was going on?
Well, for me, we visited 3 cities. We visited Florence, Rome, and Venice. Venice I had been to before, so I was able to really see a difference. Venice was pretty much, it was almost like, I was showing my wife a private Venice vacation, almost like we had the whole old town to ourselves. So that was where I was really able to see the impact. Other than that, when we got to Florence and Rome, just hearing from the locals about the impact of the coronavirus and the travel bans, they were able to tell us. The locals were able to tell us really about how empty the streets were, how empty Rome was, how empty Florence was, and how they can't wait to get back to normal. And so really prayers up for everybody over in Italy and everybody around the world that we're able to, stay safe at home, do what you need to do. Everybody do your part. It's not really about if you get it or you don't get it, but it's really about just staying home, give this virus time to die out. Hopefully everybody sees numbers dropping and we can all get back to normal.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the hope, and hopefully this, hopefully everything kind of flattens out and goes down, by summertime. So hopefully that ends up happening. Where can people follow you on social media?
Yeah, you can follow me everywhere at Faruq Adelphia. I'm born and raised in Philadelphia, so take Faruq, my first name, and Adelphia, the last portion of Philadelphia. Combine those, Faruq Adelphia. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay, thanks a lot for joining us, Faruq, and best of luck to you. And yeah, definitely we'll have to catch up down the line.
Absolutely, I appreciate you. Thank you for all the listeners. Don't forget, check out Roots Let's Travel, NBC Saturday mornings beginning April 4th.
Yeah, and definitely check out BattleBots, on the Discovery app or in reruns right now on Discovery as well. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
We'll be right back with our next guest, Kimberly Dawn, right after this. It's kind of been a rough time for Nashville, as we had some tornadoes earlier this year, and now we're in the middle of this crisis right now where everything is shut down. I mean, it's just, we're feeling it out here, but I can only imagine how Nashville right now is, has kind of felt the impact of having its live venues closed down. And it's going to be a while until they reopen. I know we're going to have a lot of problems as well, but if there's a silver lining to any of this, is the fact that our guest right now, Kimberly Dawn, has actually donated $5,000 to the Red Cross in Nashville to help them out a little bit as well, to be able to it. And he has a nice new song called Nashville. You guys can check out the music video on YouTube right now. Kimberly Dawn is on with us right now. How you doing, Kimberly?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, like I said, things are kind of a little bit down, but, I think I just listened to your song before you came on, and, it's a very upbeat song, and, I've always thought maybe I would love to go out to Nashville and to be able to see some of the sights out there as well. So I would say a little bit of sunshine in the kind of a gloomy kind of couple weeks that we're going to be having. So it's great to be able to see that you definitely are starting to you're definitely kind of that ray of hope, I guess, for Nashville.
Well, I hope so. I mean, listen, life is hard for all of us right now, and we're in lockdown, just trying to everybody keep safe, and it's a hard time for the world, but music can be so uplifting, and I feel like it's very healing. And so I think this song, Nashville, because it's such an upbeat and it's a happy song, and even if it's for 3 minutes, it takes you out of being in the situation you're in right now and just takes you down memory lane. I just think that there's hope in that,
Yeah, I mean, tell me a little bit about the kind of the inspiration behind the song, and a little bit about kind of writing the song.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Can tell us a little bit about the song itself and how that that kind of inspiration came to you.
So when I wrote the song a few years ago, and I wasn't even sure I was going to release it, to be honest with you, because listen, you write a lot of different songs, and sometimes songs get released and sometimes they don't. But I started. First of all, when I wrote the song, I wanted to write something about, falling in love for the first time and finding, remembering that one place that you found love. And even though my first love wasn't in Nashville, I fell in love with the city Nashville. So I wanted to write a song about falling in love in Nashville. So that's what the premise of the song was about. But the more I listened to the song again after I had recorded it, I was like, you know what? This is a song that I need to release. I want people to hear it. I think it's a happy song. I think it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those songs you hear it, you want to get up and dance, and it brings back good memories, I hope, for people.
Tell me a little bit about, just in general, your process of writing. I mean, is it something where you maybe think of a melody first, or you maybe think a couple of lines, or is it a little combination of both? I mean, tell me kind of your thought process.
So, it's kind of a combination of both. It depends on, every time I'm in a session, I'm going to write a song. A lot of times I'll go in and I'll usually co-write with somebody, or I do a lot of writing in Nashville, and a lot of times in Nashville they do like three-way write, so it's three of us in a room. But I usually come in with ideas. Sometimes I've already kind of come up with a little bit of a melody, maybe on the piano, or with guitar. I'm learning guitar, so I'm still kind of new at that, but I've been playing it quite a bit. So it just kind of depends. Sometimes I come in with a line that I love and I think would be a great line for a song, and that can kind of take us into a whole nother, world. So that's kind of my process. I feel like it's different every time because you're in a room with different people every time. It just kind of depends on what the vibe in the room is.
Yeah, you mentioned that, this song in